I'm ashamed to be seen with you at professional events, Carrick. You're just stuck. Those were the words my wife Becky said before walking out the door with another man to attend my own company's gala. She had no idea that the struggling consultant she was embarrassed of was actually the CEO and majority owner of the $340 million company she was celebrating. What happened when I stepped onto that stage and revealed my true identity will make you question everything you think you know about testing loyalty, hidden wealth, and the price of living a lie. Viewers, have you ever hidden who you really are just to see if someone truly loves you? Was it worth it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Before this story begins, subscribe. You'll never look at relationships the same way again. My name is Carrick Tom. I'm 34 years old and I live in Seattle, Washington, a city built on rain, coffee, and secrets bigger than anyone imagines. To the world, to my neighbors, to my wife Becky, I'm just another guy struggling to make it. I drive a beat-up Honda Civic with a check engine light that's been on for 6 months. I wear hoodies and jeans from Target. Our apartment in Capitol Hill has that persistent draft no amount of weather stripping can fix. We've been married 6 years, met in college when I was working 3 jobs to afford ramen and textbooks, when she laughed at my terrible jokes and made poverty feel like an adventure. But something changed. The way she looks at me now isn't love. It's tolerance. Sometimes it's disgust. What Becky doesn't know, what nobody knows, is that I'm the CEO and majority owner of Meridian Tech Solutions, a software company worth $340 million. I built it from nothing, code by code, all-nighter by all-nighter. But I hired my college roommate Marcus to be the public face, the CEO everyone sees while I remain invisible. What? My father died convinced my mother only loved his money. I swore I'd never wonder the same about my own wife. So I tested her. For 3 years I've tested her. Tonight, I'm standing in our kitchen watching Becky apply lipstick in the hallway mirror. She's wearing a black dress I've never seen, something expensive that doesn't match our supposed budget. The Meridian Tech Gala is tonight, I say carefully. Want me to come? She doesn't even turn around. Carrick, no. This is for professionals. Successful people. She stops but the damage is done. I'm going with Marcus, she finishes quietly. Don't wait up. I'm sitting in my car 3 blocks away, dashboard lights painting my face in sickly green. Rain hammers the windshield like accusations. I watch Marcus's silver Tesla pull up. $60,000, I know because I approved the lease. He steps out wearing Tom Ford $4,000 also approved by me. He opens her door like she's precious cargo. She smiles at him. God, that smile. She never smiles at me like that anymore. I follow them through Seattle's wet streets, keeping 2 cars back like some paranoid detective in a bad movie. I know this makes me pathetic. I know it makes me exactly what she thinks I am, small, insecure, going nowhere. But something's breaking open inside my chest and I need to see where this ends. 2 years ago, Becky took a job as Marcus's executive assistant at Meridian, my company. I encouraged it, thought it would bring us closer somehow. Instead, I watched her transform. New clothes, early gym sessions, late nights at the office. She started talking about strategy meetings and corporate culture like they were gospel. Started looking at our apartment like it was a prison. Started looking at me like I was the warden keeping her from her real life. They arrive at the Fairmont Olympic Hotel. I chose this venue myself, spent $200,000 on tonight's event. 300 guests celebrating Meridian's breakthrough quarter. My vision. My code. My sacrifice. My phone buzzes. Security email. Marcus Webb added Becky Tom as his +1 2 hours ago. Flag this. I text back, no. Let it play. Keep cameras on them. I sit in darkness, rain pounding overhead, and make a decision that'll detonate everything. I'm going inside. Not as Carrick the failure. As Carrick the CEO. Time to stop hiding. I keep a suite at the Fairmont under a shell company name, one of many secrets layered like armor around my real life. Inside the closet hangs my other existence. Brioni suits still in dry cleaning bags, Ferragamo shoes that cost more than our monthly rent, a Patek Philippe watch worth $80,000. I shower fast, washing away the man Becky sees every morning. The water feels like baptism and execution simultaneously. Marcus and I started Meridian in my garage 4 years ago. He knew the code was mine, the vision was mine, the sleepless nights fueled by cold pizza and desperation were mine. But investors wanted a mature face. Marcus is 38, Harvard MBA, looks like success incarnate. I was 30, looked 25, had the social skills of someone who'd spent too many years in basements converting caffeine to code. So we made a deal. He'd play CEO. I'd retain 67% ownership and final say on everything. He'd get 15% equity and generous salary. For 2 years it worked perfectly. Then Becky started working there. Then I started noticing expense reports for jewelry, romantic dinners coded as client entertainment, weekend business trips that didn't match our actual calendar. I wanted to believe I was paranoid. But paranoia and intuition look identical until you find proof. I knot my tie, midnight blue silk worth more than our couch. The mirror shows a stranger. Powerful. Cool. Capable of anything. I take the private elevator to the ballroom's VIP entrance. James, my head of security, meets me there looking concerned. Sir, you're certain about this? I hand him back the tablet showing security feeds. Table 7. Becky laughing, her hand on Marcus's arm. He leans close, whispers something. She blushes like a teenager. Tell AV I'm giving the keynote, I say. Not Marcus. The real CEO is taking the stage. I position myself on the mezzanine level where shadows collect, where I can see everything while remaining invisible. The ballroom is magnificent. Crystal chandeliers I personally selected cast light like falling stars. Ice sculptures. Live orchestra. Premium everything. 300 people celebrating a company built on stolen sleep and ramen noodles, now dressed up as corporate sophistication. Below, Becky is radiant. She's talking to board members, investors, people who shape Seattle's tech landscape. She's glowing with belonging, and I realize with sickness twisting my stomach that I've never seen her this happy. Not at our wedding. Not on our honeymoon in that cheap Airbnb we pretended was charming. Not once in 6 years. Marcus introduces her to Jonathan Reeves, one of our biggest investors. This is Becky Tom, my executive assistant. She keeps me organized enough to run this company. My company. But who's counting besides me? I watch Marcus excuse himself, leading Becky toward the terrace. My feet move before conscious thought. I descend stairs, weaving through the crowd like a ghost. Nobody recognizes me. Invisibility has become my natural state, comfortable as old clothes. I position myself behind a marble column near the terrace entrance. Night air carries their voices clearly through Seattle's perpetual mist. You look incredible tonight, Marcus says, voice dropping into intimacy. Thank you for bringing me. I know this wasn't conventional. Becky, I need to tell you something. These past 6 months working together, I've developed real feelings. And I think you feel it too. Silence. My heart hammers so violently I'm certain they can hear it echoing off marble and glass. Marcus, I'm married. To a man who doesn't appreciate you. Who can't give you the life you deserve. You're wasted on him. I can't, Becky whispers. But she doesn't move away. Doesn't create distance. Doesn't defend me. Marcus steps closer. Why not? What's keeping you with a man who will never be anything more than? Then what? Her voice sharpens with something like anger or maybe guilt. Then a failure? Say it. I'm saying you deserve this. He gestures toward the ballroom, the wealth, the power on display. Not a man who can't even afford nice dinners. Last year, Becky's mother needed experimental cancer treatment. $180,000. Insurance wouldn't cover it. I paid anonymously through a medical charity I'd established, routing money through so many shell companies it looked like lottery luck. I sold 2% of my Meridian shares, now worth $6 million. Becky thinks her mom got randomly selected for a research trial. I never told her because I wanted love, not gratitude. Unconditional love without price tags attached. Carrick tries, Becky says quietly. He's just lost. He had so much potential in college. Now he's stuck. That word. Stuck. Like I'm gum on her shoe. Then unstick yourself, Marcus presses. Say yes. Leave him. Move in with me. Let me take care of you properly. The orchestra inside starts something slow and romantic. The universe has a cruel sense of timing. I need time, Becky finally says. This is sudden. I'm patient. Marcus pulls out a small box. Tiffany blue even in dim light. But I wanted you to have this. A promise of what's possible. He opens it. Diamonds catch ambient light, scattering tiny rainbows. Platinum chain. Tasteful. Expensive. Bought with my company's money to seduce my wife. Becky gasps. I can't accept. You deserve beautiful things. He fastens it around her neck, fingers lingering on skin I used to touch. She kisses him back. I step from shadows as Marcus takes the podium, confident and comfortable in a role he's played for 3 years. 300 attentive faces. He's mid-sentence about vision and innovation when I walk onto the stage. The room goes silent. Confused silent. Who the hell is that silent? Marcus turns. Color drains from his face like someone pulled a plug. He knows. He's always known this day might come. Ladies and gentlemen, I say, voice amplified through speakers that cost $12,000, I apologize for interrupting. My name is Carrick Tom, and I'm the founder and CEO of Meridian Tech Solutions. Absolute silence. 300 people processing impossible information simultaneously. I see Becky halfway back, face a portrait of confusion. She thinks this is a joke. The struggling consultant claiming to run a $340 million company? Absurd. Meridian started in 2021 as a simple algorithm I wrote to optimize delivery routes for my cousin's package service. Within 6 months, Amazon offered $2 million for the code. I refused. Built the company instead. Poured every dollar from my father's life insurance into development. Lived on ramen and obsession. Met with 50 investors who laughed at my age. Found 3 who believed. Many of you know Marcus Webb as CEO. I continue steady despite my racing pulse. He's been an exceptional public face. But it's time for clarity. Marcus is president and CEO. I am the founder. I own 67% of this company. Every major decision, every strategic direction, every innovation you've celebrated tonight came from me. Murmurs. Phones appearing. People texting, searching, verifying this insanity. I produce documents. Corporate filings. Share certificates. Board minutes with my digital signature. James projects them onto the massive screen behind us. Gasp. Black and white proof. Carrick Tom, founder and CEO, 67% equity. 3 days ago, I continue voice cutting through chaos like a blade. Our head of HR flagged irregularities in expense reports. At my request, our forensic accountant conducted a full audit of executive spending. Marcus's face goes white. Pure chalk white. He tries to speak but produces no sound. We discovered Marcus Webb misappropriated $247,000 in company funds over 18 months. Luxury gifts coded as client entertainment. Weekend trips to Paris and Napa coded as business travel. Jewelry, I pause looking directly at Becky watching her hand fly to the necklace. Expensive jewelry from Tiffany coded as investor relations expenses. The room explodes. Cameras flashing. People standing. Marcus stumbling backward like a cornered animal. Marcus, you're terminated effective immediately. Security will escort you out. We're filing criminal charges Monday. Our legal team will seek full restitution plus damages. But I'm not finished. I could have forgiven the affair. Maybe. Love is complicated. I'm not innocent hiding my identity like some paranoid billionaire. But embezzlement? Using my money to seduce my wife? That crossed a line I didn't know existed until it was obliterated. There's more, I say quietly, and somehow quiet is more terrifying. Our investigation revealed Marcus shared confidential company information with 3 competitors in exchange for job offers. Trade secrets worth potentially $50 million in lost competitive advantage. Industrial espionage. The FBI has been notified. Marcus finally finds his voice. You bastard. You self-righteous hiding bastard. You think you're better? You're a coward who hid behind me for 3 years. You're right, I acknowledge. I was a coward. Afraid people would want me for wrong reasons. Afraid my wife married me for love, not money. I needed to know which. I find Becky in the crowd. Tears stream down her face, destroying perfect makeup. I step off stage into media frenzy. Reporters shouting questions. Investors demanding explanations. Board members looking shell-shocked at the implosion of everything they thought they knew. James and security form a wall, but then I see her. Becky pushing through the crowd, mascara streaking her face, that goddamn necklace still glinting at her throat. Carrick, please. I need to talk to you. I stop. James looks questioningly. I nod. He lets her through. We're standing in the eye of a hurricane while 300 people watch our marriage disintegrate in real time. You're him? She's hyperventilating. You're the CEO? All this time? While I was working there, she can't finish the sentence. While you were falling in love with the man I paid to pretend to be me? Yes. You let me think you were a failure. I let you show me who you really are. That lands hard. She flinches like I've struck her physically. Carrick, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was weak and stupid and, she reaches for me. I step back. The necklace, I say quietly. You need to give that back. It's evidence in a criminal investigation. She tears it off, nearly breaking the chain, throws it at my feet. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know where it came from. But you knew you were having an affair with my supposed boss. You knew you planned to leave me. You knew you were ashamed of me. My voice stays gentle. Somehow that makes it worse. Those things you did know, Becky. I made a mistake. No. Mistakes are forgetting milk. This was choice. Multiple choices. Every late night. Every kiss. Every disgusted look. Choices. She's sobbing, full body tremors shaking her frame. 1 week later, I'm in my real office, the one nobody knew existed. Top floor of the Meridian building, accessible only by private elevator with biometric security. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook Seattle drowning in rain. Half-eaten takeout sits beside financial projections I can't focus on. Marcus was arrested 2 days ago. FBI raid at his condo uncovered evidence of data theft spanning 8 months. His lawyer is negotiating a plea deal. He'll likely serve 3 to 5 years for wire fraud and industrial espionage. Media has been relentless. Secret CEO exposed. Tech billionaire's hidden life. Wife's affair uncovers corporate fraud. I did one interview with a reputable journalist, explaining my reasons for anonymity. Response was mixed. Some call me genius. Others call me paranoid and manipulative. I don't care what strangers think anymore. Becky's staying with her sister. She's called 47 times. I've answered 0. Her texts oscillate between desperate apologies and angry accusations that somehow this is my fault for lying first. Divorce papers sit unsigned in my desk drawer. This morning, a handwritten letter appeared under my apartment door. Becky's handwriting. I've stared at it for 3 hours unopened. Inside that envelope is either the end of everything or the beginning of something different. Maybe both. There's a knock. James enters with Victoria Chin, board member and early investor. Carrick, we need to discuss restructuring, Victoria says, settling into a chair. The board wants you taking over Marcus's public duties. Press conferences, investor calls, everything. I know. Are you ready? This week has been a shit show. I stand walking to windows. Seattle sprawls below, gray and wet and beautiful. I'm ready. But we do this my way. No more hiding. No more pretending. Authenticity or nothing. Victoria nods approvingly. Good. 2 months pass like accelerated film. I've given 17 interviews, appeared on 3 major podcasts, become the public face of Meridian Tech Company. Stock jumped 23% after my identity reveal. Investors apparently love authentic founder stories. Our Q1 projections are exceptional. Marcus pled guilty last week. 4 years federal prison, $247,000 restitution plus damages. His lawyer argued my deception drove him to crime. The judge wasn't sympathetic. Becky and I met for coffee 3 weeks ago. Starbucks on Pike Street, neutral territory. We talked 2 hours. She's in therapy twice weekly, working through what she calls success addiction and conditional love patterns. We both cried. Agreed we needed time apart to figure out who we are separately before deciding if there's an us anymore. Divorce papers remain unsigned. But I haven't invited her back either. Some betrayals don't have clean resolutions. Sometimes you don't get closure, just clarity. Today I'm meeting a Forbes journalist for a profile, the CEO who hid in plain sight. I've agreed on one condition, complete honesty. No corporate sanitization. Truth, messy and complicated. That evening, James enters urgently. Sir, you need to see this. Email from Rachel Kim, VP of Technology. Subject, confidential, security breach. Carrick, I've discovered unusual access patterns in our core algorithm repository. Someone with high-level credentials has been copying proprietary code. The access logs show breaches started 6 months before Marcus's investigation. The digital signature doesn't match his. We have another mole. Maybe more than one. I read it twice. Look up at James. Get Rachel here. Pull complete access logs for the last year. Every executive, developer, contractor. You think there's more? Marcus was too stupid for this alone. He was the distraction. We caught the obvious thief. The real player is still watching. If this shocked you, subscribe, like, comment and share, because the next story is worse.